The podcast for Boston is brought to you by Mooney Dental in Woburn. Kevin Mooney is a proud BC alum. NWN, the official technology infrastructure partner of Boston College Athletics, and the Stockyard. Stop into the Stockyard in Brighton every Thursday night for the Bill O'Brien radio show. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Boston College Athletics. Find tickets to Eagles games and more.
I'll be the best alive. I'm gonna show you how to do it right. You'll see how you should be living life. But when you do, it's not that hard. Really gonna wanna give it up. I'll be the best alive. I'm gonna show you how to do it right.
What's up, BC? I'm Giovanni.
And I'm AB, and this is the podcast for Boston.
And today we are joined by volleyball stars Audrey Ross and Cornelia Roach. Welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, we're so excited.
So fun. I know it's your off day, so thank you for taking time out of your morning to sit down with us, and we'll talk BC volleyball and all the things that you guys got going on this season. But I think the fun part about being a student athlete is the swag and the gear that you get. And so beginning of the season, what Gen-ish or maybe volleyball New Balance gear item are you guys like, that is my favorite one?
That's a good question.
Really good question.
I like the Jenish red hoodie.
Okay.
I feel like it fits really well. So I like to just like lounge around in the red hoodie. It's super comfortable.
Red hoodie's great. Any of the New Balance, I feel like New Balance is fantastic. People sleep on it. I think they make really nice like travel gear for us, especially every year we get one or two like full track suits to travel in. Yeah. And those are by far my favorite. I think they're awesome.
Is there a piece of old gear that you absolutely love?
This one.
That
Okay.
one, yeah.
There you go.
This is
Like
my
Cornelia is
favorite.
wearing.
The quarter
Wow.
zip. It's got our logo isn't just like
Embroidered.
printed.
Yeah,
It's
look at
actually
that.
embroidered.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Super comfortable. So
We also got New Balance knee pads this year, which is like a new
Huge.
ad.
Huge for
And I
women.
like them a lot, and they're super comfy.
Yeah.
Don't hear a piece of in-game equipment usually mentioned there.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, here's my one question about the knee pads,
Yes.
okay? You don't actually wear them on your kneecap.
Oh yeah, no.
Right.
You don't?
That's a
No.
common
No,
question.
Right.
here.
I remember being at volleyball games
Yes.
at Boston College and being like, they're not actually wearing the knee. Like, you wear it right here.
Yeah.
Can you
It's like
please
a shin
explain
pad,
like
yeah.
the physics of that?
It makes people really angry. They're like, why are your knee pads so low? I will defer to Rossi on this one because I don't play a ton of defense in my position, but
Usually like when I'm like knee driving, that's what we call it, I like hit more of like the shin part of my knee. So I never am like hitting my kneecap when I'm like playing volleyball, other than if I just like throw myself on the floor, which is like, okay, I'm probably gonna get a bruise from that anyways. So the knee pad's not gonna help. But it's also kind of more comfortable. I feel like when it's on your kneecap, it also like kind of like cuts off like the circulation behind here. So I think it's more comfy and it's just like a little bit more practical.
yeah. Also maybe a little bit of a style choice.
True, it looks
You
better
don't want
when
covering
it's not
better.
like curved over your
Yeah,
knee.
like the turtle
Yeah.
shell.
There we go. Looking good in our new gear and our great knee pads or shin pads, whichever they
Yes.
should be called. You guys are both upperclassmen now in the late goings of your BC careers on the team. Was there a moment when you either got to campus or were touring and looking at other colleges when you said, this is the place for you?
Absolutely. For me, it's like the second I stepped on campus, and before I even started playing volleyball, like when I was really little, I loved BC always, and that was just a school that would have been on my list regardless. And then when I actually toured with Jason and Marissa, I told them, I was like, yeah, so I'm coming here, and whether you want me or not, you have to take me because I love this school so much, and it's just like such a unique sense of community and like such a great place. You just feel it when you step on campus.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, when I took my visit, it was my first time on the East Coast ever. So it was like a totally new experience.
And
for
how
me.
old were you?
16.
Oh, my word.
Yeah. So I stepped on campus, and of course it's like drop dead beautiful. So I was just like, my jaw was on the floor the entire time. And then it's like obviously great academics and athletics. And then just like the girls who toured me were just like so nice and inviting. And I feel like that's what really sold it for me.
So, and probably a really beautiful time. When did you come tour Boston College?
In like November, so it was like the perfect
No kidding.
fall weather. It was great.
And you're a Cali girl.
Yep,
So you
Cali girl.
were like, oh, the leaves are changing colors.
There's
I know.
seasons here.
I was so excited. I was like, oh, it's fall. Like it's time.
That's so awesome. I love hearing people's like Boston College moment story, and it's so nice just to get on campus and you're like, oh, it's like a castle.
Yeah, exactly.
It literally is so beautiful here, and every time I get to come to campus, it's just like, wow, like how lucky are we to go to have such a beautiful place to go to school. But I'd love to know just the dynamic a little bit between both of you. So for each of you, what is your teammate's starter pack, in her starter pack? And it can just be one item. We're not going to do the full like presentation thing. It could be something she always wears, something she always says, something she always does, something she always has in her locker. What would a starter pack item be for each of you?
Mine would definitely be, you know those hair ties are called TIYs?
I've always wanted to try those.
Yeah, so
Okay.
those are my favorite things on earth. I think they're like so cute.
Wait, we need to
and
explain for
stylish.
Gio. Can
Oh
you
yeah,
explain?
sorry. TIY is
I don't have
tie.
mine on.
I don't have one either. It's a tie yourself hair tie. It's like this brand made from Texas Volleyball, which is a good team, and they like
specific for volleyball.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
But are
like
they
the
just called
creator
Texas
is from
Volleyball?
volleyball,
Okay.
but it's for
Yeah.
anyone.
Anyone with a ponytail.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Not me.
Give them like a few months. We'll
Yes,
grow it
yeah.
out.
Keep growing this hair out. Yeah.
But basically, like you get to like pick a fun color and tie it, and you can like let the strings out, and it's kind of just like a cool way to like put your hair up. And
That's sweet.
yeah,
Awesome.
I
All right,
love
so that's
them.
in your starter pack.
Yes,
Yes.
that's
Okay.
mine.
Yeah.
And
If you
Cornelia?
watch any like NCAA volleyball game and you look at the girls' hair, I feel like 90% of the
Yeah.
team now, they're so popular.
All gonna have TIY.
Yeah.
They'll have like
Hands down.
really thick hair ties and they have two little strings that hang out.
No kidding.
So now you'll have to look
So it
for
might as well be a volleyball thing.
Exactly.
It pretty much is.
Yeah.
In my starter pack, I'm gonna go more off of like vibes. I feel like, especially being a grad student, like something that's in my starter pack, I just try to have like as much gratitude as possible. Like I thought that at the end of my senior year, you know, I didn't know if I was gonna keep playing volleyball or I guess in the middle of my senior year, like what this year was gonna look like. And so I have a totally different perspective on what it means to be part of a team, to still be at BC, to still be part of this team specifically. And so I'm going to steal gratitude as my starter pack for now.
Two very good things and important things, right?
And
Absolutely.
TIYs too.
Yep.
Yeah, can't play without them.
No.
There you go. Absolutely. So, changing gears to this season, you guys have enjoyed the best start in program history. Cornelia, you were on the team in 2022 that won the NIVC National Championship, but what's it like being a part of history at BC?
It's a great question.
Yeah.
It's really awesome and it's such an amazing thing to experience. But it's also interesting because it comes in the beginning of your season. So not that it's hard to enjoy, because it is very much enjoyable. Winning is so fun. But really, like when we hit that like record, I think we were exactly a third of the way through our season, if not like slightly more. And so you want to enjoy it and like sit in the moments where you just are so happy and hyped with your team because you won, but also you kind of have to change your mindset because you still have 2/3 of the season. Like we still have the majority of our season to come. So, I mean, I guess for me, it's kind of like job's not finished. We have a bigger goal. It's a program. We've never made it to the NCAA tournament and we still want to keep playing in December. So job's not done. It was great that we started this way, but we have a lot more to do before the season ends.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think with all the work that we put in during preseason, it was kind of nice to like have it shown through our play and our record. But like Cornelia said, like we're nowhere near being done with our season, so we have a lot to go.
Oddly enough, it's the best start since 2022. And of course,
Yes.
you know how that one ended. You did
Right.
play into the postseason. Do you guys find any similarities between that 2022 team and this team? And how do you take that success and continue it into December, like you said?
It's another really good question. You know, it's hard to answer because every team, although like you maintain the majority of the pieces, the majority of the people for a team, every team is so different. Like we are so different than we were last year and the year before. My sophomore year, my freshman year, like this is the 5th team I've been on now. And even though a lot of the girls stay the same, the team is totally different. The goals, the intrinsic motivation is something we've been talking about recently. All that changes. So I think there's some similarities, but not any like glaring ones that I could point out because we have different strengths this year.
Can you explain a little bit more about that intrinsic what did you say, motivation? What does that look like? Like that, what does that communication from your coaches down to you guys look like?
We were kind of just been recently talking about like, I've been referring to it as like your inner like fire, kind of just like during the match, whether we're maybe down a set or you're getting tired, just like how much you want to win, let alone like how you show in your play, like just kind of that mindset and what that does for the team and like how does that motivate them to like keep going and keep persevering throughout the match.
Yeah. And I think something that's important is that what Rossi said is 100% true. And it's okay if all, 19 of us have a different intrinsic motivation, so long as we can all motivate ourselves for the bigger, like, picture. And so I think that's a unique thing.
Yeah.
It can be really hard to stay locked in for a volleyball match. Those can get very, very long. And
They are very long.
And so keeping
Yes.
up communication and those intrinsic motivations, like you said, it's got to be a bit of a challenge. How do you guys work through that?
I think it's probably a little bit different for everybody. Some people I don't want to speak for anybody on the team, but for me, I definitely need to meditate, pray, kind of be centered mentally. So then that way, outwardly, I can be let's go, and have the energy to sustain a 5-set match. But it's different for everyone.
Yeah, I kind of have the opposite. Like before I play, I kind of like to let loose and have fun, so I don't overthink before I get into the match. And I feel like that kind of just helps with the vibes and get everyone super excited for the match. But I like to meditate, but I don't like to think too much before I play volleyball, because then I feel like it'll kind of mess me off my game a little bit.
It's fun to hear because every athlete needs something different pre-game.
Yes.
And then when you get into the game, even then, sometimes people show emotion differently, right, throughout the game. But I know something that stays true regardless of whether you guys score a point or you lose a point. You're always smiling, and you're always high-fiving, you're always bringing it in. And so I was so confused when I first started watching Boston College volleyball and just college volleyball, because, my sport was always a little more intense if it was something went wrong, and you guys, something would go wrong and you'd be like, all right, let's go. Like very positive, but I'm sure.
As though it never happened. It's amazing.
Right, I'm sure that it's, even though it might seem like, hey, we're still smiling and we're still high-fiving and we're still cheering loud in our sidelines doing these crazy, dances, you have a real intensity about you. So I'm wondering, when you guys bring it into that huddle and maybe you lose a point, what is the communication like? Because outwardly it looks like, but what are you really saying? What are you really saying?
It's usually just your typical phrases okay, we'll get the next one, it's okay, next ball. Or if someone maybe missed their assignment, let's say I missed my blocking assignment, then someone will be oh, Audrey, you have to do this, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of constructive feedback mixed with just pumping each other up. So I feel sometimes when we're smiling, high-fiving, that's how sometimes our conversations go in the huddle.
Yes. And I think also the key difference between a lacrosse or a softball or any other sport and volleyball is volleyball, you score a point every single time that the play starts. So there's never, you can bridge most gaps. And so you don't want to fall into the mindset of you never want to play from behind mentally. You don't ever want to play you're down 10, even if you are, because you could go on a crazy serving streak. You could have the other team make a couple errors in a row, and next thing you know, you're back in the game. So I think that's part of why that energy has to stay up, is so that way you don't let the other team run away with the momentum of the game, even if you end up losing the point. You want to keep as much momentum as possible. Because something we say all the time is when the second set starts, regardless of whether or not you're up 1-0 or down 1-0, the score is 0-0. And we start over, and so you have to be able to reset. So you don't want to do anything mentally or physically in the set prior that can inhibit your momentum for the rest of the game going forward.
Will that look like sometimes maybe not holding back, but will it be maybe not taking a risk you would otherwise if it were in another later set?
What do you mean?
When you say not doing anything in that first set that's going to maybe detain from the rest of the match, is there maybe a risk you won't take? Is there something that changes in the game plan or physically?
I think it might be the opposite. And you can correct me if you think otherwise, but we talk about this when games get tight And when it gets intense and things are close, especially when you're playing high-level teams, like, you have to take, and this is a phrase that we say and our coaches say, it's like, you got to take big girl swings. Like, you just got to go up and go for it, because especially at this level, I mean, ACC being one of, if not the best conference in the country for volleyball, tipping or roll shotting or trying to like do something that's not your best out of it, you're just going to get the ball shoved back in your face by, some girl who's probably 6'5" on the other side of the net, which is like, and that sucks, because if you're going to lose the point, might as well lose the point going, as hard as you can.
Yeah, and I feel like if you don't take that big risk or big swing, I feel like that just leaves you guessing, like, oh, what if I would have?
Right.
And it's like more of a regret feeling.
And maybe that bleeds into that communication that Annabelle, you were talking about.
Totally.
Yeah.
Big girl swings from the first set to the last. I love it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Nail on the head.
Yeah.
I love that. And Cornelia, you spoke about just the competitiveness of this conference, and
Totally.
we're seeing, college volleyball teams sell out football stadiums and
Yes.
play in these incredible spotlight, and it is so fun to watch. What has it just been like for you guys to play a sport that is growing and really has been highlighted so well?
It makes me just like really happy that college volleyball is finally like getting the recognition it deserves, and all these really good teams that have been doing like the football field games, which have been super popular, just like games outside, and getting like so many students. I think it was like 92,000 fans or something like that, has just been like super incredible to watch, and it just makes me more grateful to like be a part of the college volleyball experience.
Yeah, me too. It's awesome. And it's nice to know that we're leaving this sport, or you have more time. I will be leaving this sport in a totally different place than when I showed up. Like, every week it feels like attendance records and viewership records. And I watched a preseason volleyball game on Fox Sports, like the normal Fox Sports. And so I just have a lot of pride for the sport and love of the game. And it's just amazing to see something you love like
So
flourish.
cool. It's so cool. And what has been maybe the biggest crowd or best environment of a game that you both have played in throughout your BC experience?
It's a good question.
Mine would be, it was my very first match at
yeah.
BC. I was so nervous. And we played Michigan. It was our first preseason match. And like the track above the Plex was completely full. All the stands were full. There were like people like waiting outside of the glass door. And it was just like super cool. And I mean, we swept Michigan. So
It was awesome.
It was great. It was a great day.
Yes. I think for me, it must have been last season when we played Pitt, who was ranked number one, or they maintained their number one ranking, but they came in as the number one seed in the regular season, and they had not dropped a set, and they were up like, 34 or some? Well, no, have to be divisible by 3. 33 sets they'd won straight.
That was
Yeah.
impressive
all
math,
season.
if
Yeah.
anybody caught that. I don't know. The last time I heard has to be divisible by 3. I didn't even heard
That's
the word
the BC
divisible in
education.
Since fourth grade.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the BC education.
Grad student.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, the place was packed, similar to what
Yeah.
Rossi was saying. The track was like 4 rows of people deep, and we took the first set. Pitt dropped the first set they dropped all season to us, which was awesome and electric. So I
Great
think-
moment.
Yeah, great moment for sure.
One thing I've always wondered, as someone that's never done what you guys have and succeeded at that athletic level, is when you walk in and the arena or stadiums like that, what does it do for you when you have to go out and play a big game?
I get so excited. Like,
Yeah.
I just like, although like you still have those nerves in you because you're like, oh, there's so many people watching you. Like, what if this? What if this? It's like you can't just like think like that with all the cans and just be like, oh my God, I'm gonna go do this, this, and this, and all these people are watching and they're all here to support me. And like, it just makes the atmosphere so great. Like
Yes.
being in the Plex with the stands and like having the track completely full, which is like up above, so everyone's like looking down, and just, it's super cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think it also depends who the crowd is cheering for. That definitely kind of alters the vibe a little bit. But regardless, like having that kind of energy versus sometimes we'll play in really, really big gyms with not a lot of people.
Yeah.
And there's so much air that like your words kind of get lost. So I would rather play in a gym where the opposing team has a ton of fans versus like an empty gym.
Me too. Even if they're cheering for the other team,
Yeah.
like it kind of just like fuels.
Bit of motivation,
Myself.
maybe
Yeah,
some
totally.
some trash talk
The
coming.
the adrenaline comes in a little bit
There we
more.
go.
Maybe you jump a little higher. Like
So it eases the stress across the board. That's great to hear. But is there anything you guys do, maybe pregame? You mentioned some pregame routines, meditation, not thinking. Is there something you need to do before a game every time?
Well, as a team, we do this dance
Yeah.
called Calabria.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
heard this.
So
It's
does
very
women's soccer team.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
very
really?
Popular.
No, field
field
hockey.
hockey,
Field hockey.
yep.
Field hockey.
I didn't know that.
It's very popular, and you just like have your own dance move, and you do it like
Yes.
for like 2 beats. It is, and
Yeah.
then we do that before every game, and it gets us like super excited and super hyped.
At
Yes.
what point in the pregame routine? Like 2 hours before, in the locker room, on the court? When are you doing it?
It's like 47 minutes before.
Yeah. Very
Very
specific.
specific. Yeah.
We usually go out at like 46.
We
or
go up for like our
45.
pregame like
Yeah.
warm up. So like we do it in our last time in the
Yeah.
locker room before we go up for the match.
So what's your move?
What can we not say? Is it confidential?
The secret.
It's a
You don't need
secret.
to
I
tell
don't know if we can do it.
We don't want to mess with the mojo.
Sorry, that was up to
It's
date.
highly confidential.
Yes,
I'm
Highly
sorry.
confidential.
Yes, sorry about that one.
No scouting here. You guys mentioned earlier your starter pack items for each of you, I would say. I'd love to know more about this year's team because we talked a little bit about the success of prior years. What would you guys say is one item for a starter pack of this year's team and how you would describe them? It could be serious. It could be fun.
I'm going to pick, we've been reading the Daily Stoic every day as a team. And so we have this book. It's kind of like our Flat Stanley. It travels around with us. And it's something that we decided on as a team back in June or July that we were going to do. And we're just trying to like unite, ourselves and like be all similar to that intrinsic motivation thing we were talking about, where we all have the same like goal and the same motivator. We've been carrying it around and reading right before practice, whatever the Daily Stoic passage is. And I think that helps us, especially when we have these high intensity games and high stress practices or whatever it is. Having us all be connected mentally helps with, I feel like, the vibe of playing together.
Yeah, totally. And I would just say, kind of more like Cornelia said earlier about more of like the vibes and less of like what like physically we'd bring. And I feel like it goes along with the Daily Stoic. And I feel like since we have that time to like stay like grounded and focused, it gives us more time to like be more excited and pumped up throughout the match. So I'd probably say like just like good, fun, like loose vibes.
And that's a lot of work too. Like that's from captains to coaches to senior leaders. Like that's not something that just comes up, right? You guys have been doing this probably, been planning it since you got here in what, July or
Yes.
June? When did you
Yeah.
guys get on
Yeah.
campus?
July.
Yeah.
So it shows really like the intention that you're taking on building the culture throughout your season because you have a long season, right? And so it's not just something that you guys are creating on the fly and we'll just read this book. Like there's a lot of thought and intention, even to the Calabria dance, like, right? Like even
Right.
silly things like that. I think it's really cool to know just what you guys are really putting into all of it.
Yeah.
And getting here in July, that's obviously to get you guys more connected. But it feels
Yes.
like a book like this and doing things of that nature, like you said, AB, it's got to help you guys on the court. So where are some of the ways that maybe in communication, we've talked a lot about motivation already, that you see some of the direct results of that when you're on the floor?
I mean, for me, the big one is to give you something tangible, like our Arkansas game. That was like a month ago now?
Yeah.
Which is
couple
crazy.
weeks. Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago. Whenever you get into a fifth set, like it's very mental. It's just as mental as it is physical. And I think that where maybe historically like we would have struggled mentally to kind of like stay together and to not freak out because you only have 15 points in the fifth set. And so it really matters. Like those early points really matter. You don't have the 10-point cushion to kind of figure it out or close a gap or whatever. And so I think that being united under that same idea of like, okay, no, we got this. Like there's no need to freak out. There's no need to get angry. Like let's tap into our stoic mindset and like, who cares? It doesn't matter if it's the fifth set or the first or there's a million people or nobody or what's going on the other side of the net. the only thing we can control is what's going on our side of the net, our side of the court. And so I think that's shown through a couple times. On Friday, even when we played Virginia, we were down 21-24 in the first set, and we came back and won that set. And so I think it's starting to come through in more tangible ways. I mean, I feel like I see it now more and more, and which I think is awesome.
Yeah, and a phrase that the Daily Stoic used kind of early on when we started reading it was like, oh, like that's kind of like a minor setback. So for some instances, like during the play or maybe after a match that didn't go as greatly as we wanted to, we were like, oh, that's a minor setback. Like we need to get back on the road and just keep trudging along.
Okay, I'm smiling because there's like a old Disney movie, and I think it became a TikTok sound. It's like, it's a momentary setback.
Yeah,
Yes. What is it? What is this? How does it go? It's a momentary setback. It's
I know exactly what you're
temporary
talking about,
loss.
yes.
And
Yes.
it's like a pilgrim kind of vibe
Yes.
or something.
Yes.
Maybe it's from like Beauty and the Beast. I don't know.
Yes.
I just thought of that sound, and I think it's a great just kind of motto for life, right?
Totally.
Like, not only are you guys volleyball players, but you're going to one of the most incredible schools in the country, and you're a student, and you're trying to have a great social life, right? And really not go through the motions while you're in college. So I'd love to know, just from each of you now having years at Boston College under your belt, what's something that maybe you didn't know coming in as a freshman or throughout your whole freshman year that now you do know and you're able to reflect back on?
I think, they like touch on it when I was a freshman, and like the older girls would just like give us advice, but time management, like it is truly so important, like how you manage your time, because we have very limited hours to like fit in homework and a good social life.
Podcasting.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
But just being diligent with like your time management like works wonders, and just like Google Calendar.
Google Calendar is the best
It's
thing
the
ever.
it's the greatest
What a
thing
great
ever.
invention.
Who has the best
Seriously.
Google Calendar on the team?
Probably you or Hannah, I
Yeah.
would guess. Yeah, definitely Rossi or Hannah for Google Cal Pros.
Give us like one tip or like one aesthetically pleasing thing that we should all add into our Google Calendar.
Well, every month I like to like color coordinate like my different things.
Okay.
So like this month I did kind of a fall. So it's like orange, yellow.
That's so
It's
next level. I was not
seasonal.
even.
Oh man.
Your GCal seasonal?
kind of.
So you're like probably like kind of this vibe, like dark maroon,
exactly, this-
little browns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then also I just like loved like the little task thing, and then I could
Yeah.
just like hit mark complete. It's like very
It's
satisfying.
a great boost of dopamine.
Oh,
it's amazing. when you
totally.
just go
Oh,
through
so
and-
you're a Google Calendar
I don't have
expert
seasonal
too.
color coordination. I wouldn't call myself an expert. I don't have seasonal color coordination, but I might have to start. I might have to start. That's amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm trying to think. Something that I learned. Well, definitely this is BC specific for sure, but also like BC athletics, I feel like really amplifies this. But the importance of the network that you kind of like tap into. Everybody talks about it. Oh yeah, the BC network, whatever. Then you get here, and there are girls that I've been able to form like really strong relationships with who played volleyball at BC that we never overlapped. But like, because, you know, a girl who was older than me that I was really close with overlapped with them, it almost creates like a lineage. And then now as I'm looking into like the real world and like, trying to get a job.
Hey, over here,
and-
welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. This little bubble. Join me.
I know. I want to join this real world. This is awesome. But now it's like, I really am starting to understand, like, okay, wow, BC people love BC people. And especially when you tie in like athletics or volleyball or whatever, it's just been so helpful. There's so many people to talk to because the job market can be something that's really stressful. And you have this moment of like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with my life? But people just really want to help. So I think that that's something that's invaluable and amazing about BC.
It's like you said earlier. It's such a tightly knit family, and
Very
these are people you've
tightly
never
knit.
met before. Like you said, you never
Seriously,
overlap
yeah.
with a bunch of these
Yeah.
former
Yeah.
BC volleyball alumni. And now, would you consider them some of your best friends?
I mean, I hope they don't watch this. They're gonna be like, she's so weird. She's calling us her best friends on the podcast. But of the girls that I've never played with, I've a few of them have like gone out of their way to meet me in New York City and, you know, get food or get coffee and catch up and like text and, you know, all those things. And so definitely friends. And I mean, I'm hoping to move to New York in a little bit, but they definitely are like, it's not a one-sided friendship.
And you're
I
going
really
to be
appreciate
that for younger girls too.
And that's
like
exactly
that's what's so cool is
right.
like because the girls who came before you guys have treated you the way they
Yes.
have, you are going to be even more excited to go
Yes.
do that for girls that come on BC Volleyball that you don't even play with, right?
Yeah,
I think that's what's
100%.
so special and so awesome. Well, Gio and I will wrap this up for you guys because we know you have an off day, so you have a lot of other things that you could be doing right now. But we like to ask all the athletes kind of the same questions, fun questions about Boston College. So I'll let Gio kick it off with a question that he's actually observed from just the dining halls recently.
So we want to start off simple. What is
Okay.
your favorite dining hall on campus?
lower.
Okay.
I really like Hillside.
Oh, does that count? Okay.
I
It
don't
does.
know if
I've
that's-
gotten that
We've
question a
discussed
ton,
this.
yeah.
I think it should count.
I think
because
it
you
should
can
because-
get full
Okay.
meals at Hillside.
It's amazing.
If you can
That's my
use the
favorite.
BC card there,
Yeah.
of course there's some
like
spots
special
off.
money, though.
Special
Freshman-
money,
yeah,
yeah.
didn't know that freshman year.
Ooh.
Went right through it. Yeah.
Ooh, rookie
Yeah, no
mistake.
clue.
Oh,
No
man.
clue.
But I've heard that the Max salad bar is making a return. I haven't been to Max since freshman year.
Me
But have you
neither.
guys heard
Me
this?
neither.
No? Okay, so
I-
maybe just me making it up. But
I'm sure it's great. I have not been to Mac in a very long time.
The Mac salad bar has always been pretty solid.
okay.
But I haven't heard too much about a comeback, but I also don't venture up there very
But there's
Stay on
something
lower
at Lower
campus.
Hillside, yeah. But there's something Lower Hillside that's much better than that, in your opinion. What do you guys get there?
Well, the Hillside omelet in the morning is so good.
See, I've never been in the morning.
Really?
What?
That's
I
the
gotta
best
try it.
part.
What?
I've never been
We
in
got
the morning.
all right.
Okay.
We gotta go.
You-
Next,
We have
next,
time?
next morning
I got class at
podcast. You
11,
and I
yeah.
are going on an omelet trip.
Yes.
Omelet taste test.
Yeah.
This might be a hot take, but at Lower, the turkey dinner is so good. I love the turkey dinner.
Not. I don't know. But I've never tried it. But
Neither
I'm
have
sure
I.
it's really good. Yeah, I never
Ever?
tried it. I don't know.
Oh my gosh,
pretty
it's
solid.
amazing. Chicken and two sides is like a classic. But
Maybe the turkey dinner and the omelet. I got two things on the food list upcoming.
yes.
Okay, best day at Boston College. Like any day of the year. It could just be a general day, like, oh, I love a BC volleyball game, or I love this
Okay.
holiday on campus. What's your favorite day at BC?
It's a really good question. I feel like the not generic, I don't mean to shade anybody who's said this answer
Marathon
before.
Monday.
Marathon
Yeah.
for sure.
Just about everyone said
Yeah.
that.
Marathon. Whoa, nickname.
Yes,
Didn't know
yes.
that one.
Marathon Monday. But
Okay.
I think I like a fall game day in season when we're home and we have like a Saturday that we can hang out with everybody and just like really experience the game day.
Yeah, I kind of like.
Football game day.
Oh yeah, that's a
Oh.
good
Yeah,
point.
sorry, football
I
game
was
day.
going to say volleyball game days. Yeah, I've
Well, that too,
added that
but-
to the list as well.
The football, we only get to go to a few, so they're really special.
Football game day, but when it's like sunny,
Yes,
not when it's cold
No.
and you have to stand outside.
but sunny and brisk, not too hot.
We're getting to
Yeah.
that
Sweat.
territory. We're getting to sweater territory, maybe.
Yes.
I know. I don't know if I.
It's like 1,000,000 degrees out though
Oh, I
today.
will
It's
say
like
today,
80,
yeah,
dude.
is the
I didn't
anomaly.
check
Yeah.
the weather, and I was like, oh no, but it's too late.
Okay, would love to know who is the best dancer on your team.
Oof, good question.
I'd say either Sequoia or Emmy.
That's exactly my answer.
Yeah.
I think they
Okay,
might
so
be
we're in-
tied.
Very
we're in
good
agreement.
dancers.
Yeah.
Is there a dance off in order to break the tie?
Just bring it on game day for Calibria, I guess.
Yeah, basically, it's a pretty much a weekly dance off, and Sequoia and Emmy usually win. Yes, unspoken.
There's
but
actually
they
no
usually win.
competition.
There's no
between you.
competition. It's just kind of a mental thing.
Yeah, they
Okay.
just have already
They
won before they've even
We'll
started.
quit while we're ahead.
Yes.
Is there a spot on campus that you guys frequent most often? Where's like your spot at BC?
Outside of St. Mary's Hall, like the grass
Oh, yeah.
area, they have like little benches.
Niche,
and
but I like it.
Right? And I like it because there's no one else there. It's very quiet.
Yet.
And
Now
I-
they're
Yeah,
not
exactly.
gonna
Now
listen to
you
us.
just told the world.
Well, now I should have gatekeeped that one. But I like just like sitting on the bench and just like doing like a little bit of homework in between classes or just like sitting on my phone. It's like a great little area.
Similar, right outside of O'Neill, on like if you exit on the third floor, there's those like pillars, but then they have these little like metal tables and
tables,
chairs
yep.
that face gas in, and you can kind of like even if it's rainy, you can kind of hang out there. You get to see Gasson, and it's also a little bit isolated. And
Yeah, they're kind of hidden.
Yeah.
I remember multiple times I've walked by there on that little
Yeah.
hallway.
Yes.
And I kind of get scared by people
Yeah.
that are
Someone just says, "Hi, how's it going?" They're,
yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
geez.
exactly.
Gio, what's your spot on campus?
Put me on the spot there. No pun intended. I don't know. I think I have too many. I like to switch up where I do work. So I'll do work
Okay.
in the library maybe on Monday, and then go to the tables outside Devlin. I'll pick
Those
that
are
one.
good
Oh,
ones
that's a
too.
good spot.
Yeah.
Different metal tables, a little bit higher. You get
Yep.
to kind of see
Wait,
more of campus.
tables outside Devlin.
So there's like a little
Yes.
veranda, a little deck
Okay.
to the left of Devlin, or to the
Nice.
wherever direction.
Those are hard to get to. They're
They
always.
are. They're always
taken,
occupied.
yeah.
And the tables by O'Neill as well.
Yeah.
They're a hot commodity.
They are. Yes.
I love it. Okay, last question. What game is circled on your calendar for the rest of the season?
Well, mine is we're going to Cal
Yeah.
in like the week before or the week of Thanksgiving, and that's circled because I get to. Cal is like 30 minutes away from my house, so I'm like excited
So
to. My whole
fun.
family will be there, and it'll be Thanksgiving breaks. Like my friends from high school will be there too, so I'm excited to go home. And Cal's good competition too, so.
I'd have to say Friday is circled for me. I've never played Stanford in our own gym, and they obviously are a great team and ranked, I think, top 5 right now. So I'm excited. It's not every day that you get to play a team like that. I mean, for us, it's most weekends we get to play some ranked team, but I'm excited to get them at home for the first time.
Perfect Friday for an upset.
That's
Yes.
Totally.
exactly
Yes.
what I've been
That's
saying.
just on
Right
the
idea.
calendar. I
Yes.
love it. Well, you guys, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
taking time to sit down with us. This was so fun to talk BC volleyball and just, things going on with your lives at Boston College on the personal side. But we're cheering you on and
you.
super excited to watch you this season.
Thanks for having
Pack the
us.
wreck, folks. Pack the wreck.
Yes, pack the flex.
Pack the
Go
flag.
Eagles!
Yeah, go
Go Eagles.
I'll be the best alive. I'm gonna show you how